Trish. I'm a program educator here at the Suffolk County Farm. Do you know that the farm has been here since 1870? Our historic hay barn was built that year, and we've been an active working farm ever since then. These days, you're likely to see school buses pull up with busloads of children ready to experience some of our programming. We see well over 20,000 children a year, whether they come to the farm or we bring the farm to them with our programs. I'm sitting here in our keeping room. This is part of our Yesterday's Child program. It's one of our favorites, and it's one that the school children love and they come back for year after year. This is a program where the children get to step back in time. Along with the educators, we take them back in time and give them a flavor of what it was like for a school child during the 1800s. Kids get to come here and they learn some skills that they may never have tried before, such as sewing. Oftentimes this is their first experience with learning how to use a needle and thread, and we're thrilled to give them a chance to do that. I think one of the favorite parts of our program is making butter, because everyone gets to try, everyone gets to churn, and everyone gets to taste. So come with me now into the homestead, and I'll show you exactly how it's done. Are you ready to make some butter? Here we are in the historic homestead, about to get ready to do one of the activities that we love here on the farm. It never gets old to me. I could eat butter every day of the year. We're here working with a glass churn, which would have been available in the 1870s, back when this farm was established. We would be milking our cows at 4:30 in the morning. If I was part of a farm family, I would have had 10 children to help me do these things. I would have sent my oldest boy out to collect the milk from the cow. When he would come in, the milk then would be placed through a cheesecloth as a way of cleaning it. Because out there in the barn, it's full of hay, it's full of hair, it's full of spiders, and we don't want that in our butter. I would put the cheesecloth over a container and pour the milk through it, catching anything that we don't want. Then that milk would sit out for a while until something rose to the top. Think about it. It's the one ingredient we need to make butter. If you see here, here's an example of what happens when the milk sits out for a while. The very top layer is the cream. That's the fat of the milk, and that's what we need to make butter. Now, being that we're living in the times we are, I was able to pick up some heavy whipping cream and skip the milking of the cow part altogether. We're going to take the whipping cream, pour it into our glass churn, like this. And now typically on the farm, the oldest sister would get the job of churning. She would be training her younger sisters to help her. Ma had plenty of other things to do in the day that she would want to train her children up as soon as possible to help her with the chores. Okay, basically what I'm going to do is churn. Churn and churn and churn. And eventually, a little bit of magic happens in here. You'll see, we started with one ingredient, cream, but when this is done churning, I'm going to show you we wind up with 2 wonderful ingredients to use in our farm kitchen. Stay tuned. Okay friends, we're back here checking in on our butter. It's gone through what we would call the whipped cream stage, which is exactly what would happen if you were making whipped cream at home using the heavy cream. All you would need to do is add a little sugar and you'd be ready to eat it. All right, friends, I wanted to give you an up close of what's going on inside our churn. When I first put that cream in, I poured it in. Now it's not so pourable. You can see how thick it's getting in there. We are almost done. All right, I think we've hit that moment we've been waiting for. Take a look down here at my churn. Can you see I have something splashing on the sides of my churn? Now, inside, some things are happening. The color has changed. It's not the white color that it was when it was the cream. It's now turned into a more yellowy color for the butter. And splashing on the sides is that second treat that I told you to expect. That is buttermilk. And that is a wonderful ingredient that we can use to make buttermilk pancakes, buttermilk biscuits. It's wonderful in Irish soda bread.
And actually, it's pretty darn good just drinking it on its own. It's nothing like the buttermilk that we get in the grocery stores. I'll show you what it looks like. The grocery store buttermilk has had some things added to it to make it thicker and to make it kind of sour. So this is very different. Now, can you see in there what's going on? I've got my butter and I've got my buttermilk, and I need to separate it by pouring it into this strainer that will catch all of my butter. Here, we'll do just that much for right now. And if you see, look how beautiful that is. That's our buttermilk. Nothing goes to waste when we make homemade butter. Okay, I'm gonna take this, put this over here. Hold on to our butter for a minute, and so you can see, here's our buttermilk. All right, wonderful, wonderful thing to use. It's considered a byproduct of making butter, but I think this is just as glorious and wonderful as the butter. Delicious to drink. All right, now back to our butter. If I were to finish this butter at home, what I would be doing is I would rinse this butter under very, very cold water. You can get your hands in there and knead. You want to get all the buttermilk out, because the buttermilk is what will make the butter spoil quicker. So you keep rinsing it under cold water till it runs clear. And then at that point, you can knead into it some salt, some herbs. You can flavor it however you would like. And it'll last in the refrigerator. You can use it in a butter bell, or you can freeze it for long-term storage. Okay? Show you how we can spread it on a cracker. And this is exactly what we would be offering our school kids when they come visit us. A treat for all their hard work of their day spent on the farm. Here at the farm, we teach you skills that, even though they're old-fashioned, they can definitely apply to today. So if you'd like to try to make butter at home, you really don't need to buy anything. Find a jar at home. A plastic peanut butter jar works great. Here I'm using just a glass mason jar and a lid. And you need something to agitate, something inside, something like this plastic spoon would be perfect in my glass jar. I would pour my cream in here halfway up, and I would shake and shake and shake. And it's something that you can pass around a dinner table. As you're sitting there maybe playing a game in the evening, you can pass it from family member to family member. And I hope you've enjoyed watching how to make butter. I hope it's given you a little taste, a little bit of a flavor for what we do here in our historical programming on the farm. Our Yesterday's Child programs are one of our favorites. With school kids and even school teachers alike, they come back year after year to come experience it with their new classes. So when the farm opens up again, we hope you come down and visit us, and we hope that you try some butter making at home. I guarantee you'll love it.